Good morning. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. Thank you for tuning into Religion Wink TV. It's where we're sipping on all the tea with no shade, talking everything up to Yahweh. Why? Because if you're a child of God and a true believer, who else to talk to? Who has the answers? If someone created you or you created something, wouldn't you go back to the person who created you for the solutions? Anyway, I'm always trying to bring up the other, um, the chat over here, you're over there. Good morning, everybody. This series is Shelter Living. I was going to upload it. It's easier for me to just talk 10, 15 minutes about my experience, get off. I was share with you in series one that Shelter Living one that I was dating this guy. He went to jail and pretty much something happened. So I'm gonna pick up from there, and you can go back to that video to catch up. Somebody went in my stash, so I made a conscious decision, you all, to basically homeless and travelers aid called Hatters here in New York State and tell them that I could no longer live with my sister because somebody's stealing from me. All my life, it doesn't matter. And I was selling weed at the time, and somebody stole my weed, an ounce of weed from me, and that's the devil to me, especially if it's family. I mean, family will do you more dirty than anybody else. So I went there. My daughter, she was pretty much around, I say she was pretty much four going on five, three, four around that age. And we went to a place called Marillac, and it's a family shelter because sometimes when you go to shelters, they like to split the women from the men, the parents from the children, and I wasn't having that. But God has always sheltered me throughout my life, even when I was in the streets, choosing to do wrong and leading myself astray with the choices I was making. He's always had his hand on my life. So when I said I'd rather go sleep in the shelter than to have somebody steal from me, because when you help people, it was only for 1 month, but when you help people with their bills and things like that, you're pretty much contributing to the household. So why would you have to steal from me? Why would you have to take anything from me? But that's how people are, and unfortunately, it's family as well. And a lot of people don't want to admit that they got burnt from family. They want to make family look like it's the best thing in the world. And Christ says, leave your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, let the dead bury the dead, and move on spiritually. And I'm just keeping it real. If that's your faith and that's what you believe, every Christian, and I'm not a Christian, but every Christian that say they read their Bible, that's what's in that Bible. But you don't leave your family behind. You hold on and wonder why you may be prospering financially, but your soul is not prospering. Because Christ said, leave your dice. Nobody's doing that. Anyway, so I said I'd rather just go ahead and be in a shelter. So I got approved. Well, they didn't know that they stole from me. I said I just can't stay there. It's not conducive for me. Not enough room. So every now and then, I should say I told a little white lie just to get myself out that situation. And it probably was the best thing I ever did for myself. Um, I basically went to a shelter like say February 1st, 1997. I was out in 18 days, and it was only by the grace of God that things happened the way it happened. Because while I was in that shelter praying my heart out, talking to God, living right, all of that, There's a lot of things more than just prayer to get God to open. The Bible says his eyes is on the righteous, his ears is open to them. But it's a little bit more than prayer. There's some other things you have to do to get you, and you don't even get God to move. You just get the windows of heaven to open up for you. And Albany housing, if you know what the projects is, if you know how you could get in housing and stuff like that, housing had called me, sent me a letter and said, we have an apartment for you. So 18 days being into that shelter, God, so yeah, I made a conscious decision to go to a shelter because somebody stole some weed from me. And so not everybody go because they can't pay their bills. Not everybody go because they mentally can't sustain their own housing. Not everybody go because of bad relationships and because of abusiveness. I'm one of the people that just didn't live with people who can do me wrong. And God validated that for me in my life at that time. I'm not saying it's going to work for everybody. Don't go out there and try it. But it worked for me. And my thing is, I was there 18 days. Marillac said I was the quickest person they ever see get in a shelter, get out. Because you know when you go to a shelter, you still got to work. And now some shelters make you pay. And I'm going to share my story in the next video. I'm going to get into a little bit of it right now because that's basically my story. I went to a shelter back in 1997. Watch the first video to find out how it all began. This video, they stole my stash. And I made a conscious decision to say, oh, hell to the no with that. I don't steal. I don't care what it is. Don't take from nobody. The devil kill, steal, and destroy. Okay? We ain't gonna go biblical. I may get on sorry, but right now, we're talking about sheltered living because I look out on social media. I see a lot of people sleeping in their cars. I see a lot of people in hotels. I see a lot of people rooming houses, house to house, shacking here, shacking there. And it always led me to, when I was in the shelter, God, what would make these people want to stay? What is going on within them to make them go to a shelter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times? One was enough for me. I'll never do that again. I don't care if I fall. Probably would have to go, but I would never tell somebody I need to go to the shelter because somebody stole from me. Granted, there's people out there who need to go to the shelter because they have been done wrong by the systems of the shelters, of DSS, and other organizations that treat people bad who come to them needing to go to a shelter. And I'm going to get into that right now because when I went to the shelter, it made me want to help people. It made me not want to go back to the shelter. It made me want to come out here and not act like I'm the baddest activist on behalf of homeless people. But I've been there and I said, God, no matter what you do, use me to be a blessing. So with that being said, in 2006, I went on ahead because, you know, a lot of times when you've been through the system and you go to agencies to ask them for help, like, oh, look what the Lord inspired me with. Look at the gifts and talents I have. They shut you down, one, because they didn't think of it. Two, oh, who is she? Oh, she's an ex-street person. She don't, but hell, all your pastors is pretty much ex-street people. And you put all your eggs and ducks and trust in them. But you got people that actually been out here in the shelter, in prison, on drugs, off drugs, out of prison, out the shelter, and living a sustainable life. They always get overlooked. They always get undercredited, and they always get underpraised. Not that you want praise from man, because God gets all the glory. If you're looking for recognition from man, then you won't get too much from God. And so you got a lot of idol worship going on in this world. So what? People are idolizing men just like them, people just like them, supposedly created by God just like them, are being worshipped in this world. So with that being said, back in 2006, I said, you know what? We always, God, I want to do this. God, I want to do, God. Nobody want to work with me. Nobody feeling me. No, God, help me. Help your damn self. He said to me, start your own damn agency. You don't think God cursed? Well, sometimes when I hear the voice in my head, but what the hell you waiting on? A white man named Shakespeare. But that's why they tried to kill him in 1600, the Parliament, because he had the original 16 to give it to the people it really belonged to. So they started pulling out the Apocrypha, pull out the book of Jasher, book of this, book of that, and gave you the book you have today and tell you it's your truth. So that's why I said what I said earlier. Hospitality that helps. How to be hospitable. I don't care. I used to be a crossing officer for the city of Albany Police. Started in 2006. You know what a welfare office is? You know how I could do this? You know how I could do that? I said, oh, hell, I'm a damn walking resource booth, a referral center. Why not? Go ahead. When I heard God say, what the hell you waiting on? That's just how me and God talk. You can talk to God and holy sitting up there. God is a God of war, peace, love, judgment, righteousness. It's more than just love. God is a God of, well, you only know the God of love. That's why you can't fight Satan and win your battles spiritually. Because all you know God is the God of love. Okay, love Satan. Keep loving the abusive man whooping your ass. Keep loving your disrespectful kids dogging you out. Keep loving your job physically making you work. Keep loving what hurts you, black people. I say it in every video. Go back and watch. People love what hurts them. Hospitality that helps. Love helping people. Used to say the least, the less, and the last. So many people get forgotten about, taken advantage of, abused because of their situation. And sometimes you just have to stand in the gap. So I stood in the gap, and I don't know if you can see, I don't want to give you too much detail, but when you go get a DBA or a not-for-profit or anything incorporated in the state, with the state, you have to do certain paperwork and things like this. So being that I was opening my doors up with this other family for prayer, and we were giving away free clothes and furniture and stuff like that, I was able to get it incorporated on the county as a church entity, a faith-based entity, because it's very, very spiritual. So what we did were we went out and we like to tell people you don't have to be. I was a strong Christian. When I say strong Christian, and I'm still a strong believer and strong faith in God, but I don't put the title Christian on me anymore because there's some things with that word and that religion that you have to go back into all of my videos and watch if you want to understand. But we came up with pamphlets, and basically it lets you know what our motto and mission is. And I was doing all of this off of an even older computer, so it wasn't really going. Everything don't look so professional, but it is professional from the spirit point of view. And I also own a part publishing company, so I was trying to just promote my publishing company, Spirit to Spirit Publishing. Absolutely. Because if it's not with the spirit, the Bible says my spirit in me that he gave me will bear witness with the spirit in heaven. Who don't want that? I want to know what's going on up there. I'd rather know what's going on up there than down here, because the Bible tells me to store my treasures and my riches up there, not down here where moth and rust and the devil can still kill and destroy. Like my family member who stole my ounce of weed. That was crucial. People, period. No, God ain't made me to be a blessing to be taken from. He made me a blessing to be a giver. Okay? Give and it shall be given unto you. Pressed down, running over, shaking together. Men, not God. It say men. People just walk up to you. Drew, come to give you. That's what I'm talking about. See, I don't think this spiritual journey is really one that's just a pilgrim. I'm a pilgrim sojourning through the earth. And God has put people, the book of Acts says, in this city. So if any man takes that upon me, it say, be not afraid, speak, hold not thy peace. I set men in this city for you, so they will not take set upon you to hurt thee. That's just how life is with God. Who do you believe? Oprah, Donald Trump, or God? Who's going to save your soul? You know, so anyway, eternity is never too late. If you haven't accepted the Most High God as your God, although he already accepted you when he sent his son on the cross, or they hung him on a tree, whichever you believe, that's another video. Check that out. I told you I'm the queen of Bible tea. I love the Bible, the truth, the lies, the discrepancies, and everything else that's up in there. Is that my girl Nilma? Yes. Hey, lovey, what's up? Nilma, how are you? I just was telling my second part of the sheltered living why I went there. How are you, my friend? I'm excited. I'm good. Thank you. I'm glad you showed up. Oh, God bless you. So, I'm just basically sharing, Nilma, that I started a little agency ministry from home where I help people with free clothes, furniture, advice. 2006, saw the need in this community and saw that, you know, people can go to church, and if you're involved with that church, related to that church will help you. But if you don't go to that church, there's so many people in the street need shoes, clothes, and stuff. Churches won't help them. And then the other side of it is, if you go to a pantry to get like food, you know, and stuff to hold you, you know, through the month or whatever, they don't give out spiritual advice. So what I tried to do is be one of those agents. You don't have to be a Christian. You could be Muslim. You could believe whatever faith you want to believe. I'll give you the help, but at the end of the day, I'm going to give you some encouraging spiritual words, some wisdom, and you could take it or leave it, but we don't make you be a certain religion. We don't make you follow a certain faith. We don't make you. That's not what we do here. You could believe what you want to believe, because no matter if you come from this part of the world, that part of the world, no matter what the skin color is, people deal with homelessness. People need help. People need things that a lot of the agencies make you jump over hoops and loops and do all kinds of tricks and things just to get a little help. So we try to be the kind of person, we don't do much financially, but we help people get apartments, we help people get jobs, we help people find housings and things like that. We help people with clothes, and I'm going to show you that next. My son had said something to me because I was so gung-ho about keeping track of everything I was doing that, of course, I got everything incorporated paper-wise. This is the proof that it came from the county clerk's office. My son was like, Mom, you keeping track, this, that, and the third. God knows what you're doing. Hey, sweetie. Come say hi real quick. Come stand on this side and say hi to YouTube.
Hi. I love April and I love you, Jesus, and be a happy family.
I love you, everybody, and I love Jesus, and we're a happy family. I love you. Okay, train them early,
and
child.
I love my grandma.
And she love her grandma. That's Miss Alea right here. Tyra Banks. I said it on Facebook. If you're out there, Tyra Banks, and you're looking for the next top child model, here she go. I said, who taught you that, Alea? Who taught you that?
Jesus.
She said Jesus teach her everything she knows. She said her brain is God. And you say, Leia, how you learn that? And you know, ain't nobody spinning and twirling and posing and voguing and doing all of this stuff around here but her. And you say, Leia, how do you do that? You see her in the background, but anyway, she said her brain is God, and I wish a lot of us could be more like that. Let God's thoughts, His ways is higher than ours. His thoughts are higher than ours. His ways are higher than ours. Let Him be your guide. His word is a lamp unto your feet and a light unto your pathway. All right. Okay, I'll let you pose by yourself later on. Give me a kiss. I love you. If I'm talking, have a good day in school, okay? So basically, I went out, had to start a not for profit. It just kept going and going and going. And then I was able to get the actual IE number from the IRS. And it keeps going and going and going to the point where I want to show you um, nobody's address or anything, but this whole thing is just names, phone numbers, addresses, delivery dates, pickup dates of just furniture and supplies and things that was dropped off to people throughout the years. So my son was like, Mom, because when you reach out for funding or whatever, you want to have your ducks in order. You want to have paperwork proving what you've been doing. So I have everything written down. We have our own newsletter called Spirits Giving, Alive, and Living. If you can see that, Spirits Giving, Alive, and Living. And basically, I'm the author and creator of it all. Just go through, and again, like I told you, I was a really, really, really big time Christian believer, hard. Just the faith in general, whether you think white or black. But I've learned and grown and matured, and you can watch over my videos and see what I'm talking about. Well, one thing I noticed in our city is if you go through all the churches, just drive through every area, and not only my city, I went 3 surrounding cities just to see what it was like. I went out and realized now everything is supposed to be, the church is supposed to be the safe haven. The world's supposed to be coming to the church for help and stuff like that. But if you don't have, thanks for stopping in, whoever you are. If you don't have your church number, a church pastor, a church name, or whatever like that out front, how can anybody come to your church? I thought that was a little selfish of the people who are running the church, because I wouldn't. I mean, this is just me. Unless you got your church open just for Sunday, just for that. A church is a church, and a church is supposed to have the Spirit of God dwelling within the people. And if there's people out there at night that may need to call, at least have some kind of number, answer machine, something.
Jamie, on my birthday, I'm going to Disney World.
Disney World, okay. Go ahead, girl. I love that. You got to have some kind of information. So what I did is I went through the 4 surrounding cities. I got the church name, the church number, the location, and put it into this little newsletter. And you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how many people probably picked up this newsletter. Because what we do is we take them to the local pantries, we take them to the local corner stores, wherever they let us put a stack of these on the counter, we are there, because people need help. People are afraid to help. People are afraid to get help from the places that's supposed to be helping them because of the way they treat people when they for the 18 days. I've always been a CNA, PCA, HHA, home health aide. There was a situation that happened with my daughter. I talked about that. That led me to nursing school. So now I'm an LPN. And not only do I, have a desire to help people medically, as this is my nursing license, this is the spirit to spirit. And I also do events, guys. I have that DBA somewhere around here. It's about freelancing. If people need events done and want them done, on a low budget from the Dollar Tree, but look like it came from Hollywood, I am that go-to girl. Absolutely. I love Dazzling by Designs because she dazzle it up over there. Go support her channel and check her out. She's a Dollar Tree lady. She goes get all her supplies, but they look like $1,000,000 when she's done with them, okay? So, from stationery, birthday cards, scrolls, whatever it is, to the t-shirts, whatever it is, stuff like that. But again, back to this. Why I am so passionate about helping people now, because I've been down that road. So, with that being said, I've done you have coats for kids. I have coats that care, because adults be walking around here in the winter time with no coats on as well. So children coats, adults, elderly. Instead of celebrating Halloween, which I think is the most demonic holiday in the world, but people love it, we give out coats instead of candy and things like that. We find something different, something unique to do. So coats that care. And also, we do takeout for toys. Bye bye, dear. I'm going to go sun school. God bless you. Yes, Nilma. Have a good day at school. God bless you. Thank you for stopping by. I will visit your channel. Thank you. I love you so much. Thank you for the support. And tell your son to have a great day. God bless him at school. To be protected at school, okay? So, we have the bylaws. We have takeout for toys, pretty much. You have tots for toys. Well, we have takeout for toys. We got together. We cooked some food. You give us a brand new toy. You get a plate of food. And that works, people. People in the community will come. It is, I don't want to say mine, because there's nothing I own, but God allowed that to be created through me, based on my experience going to the shelter. And I know there's so many people out here that had the experience of going to the shelter, and it's like, what are you doing with that experience for the community? You gotta pay it forward some kind of way. So what else did we do here? We can get stewards, if you know stewards in your state. Stewards is good, match or match. If you're an organization, entity, stewards will match you. You go in and buy 2 gallons of ice cream. They'll give you 2 gallons of ice cream, and you can do an ice cream drive. We've done a lot of ice cream drives, a lot of chicken dinners to raise funds and do things like give away school supplies and things like that, which we have proof of the school supplies here. We have proof of pretty much everything here. And it's just one of those things I love to do on the side. Like I said, it's about people. It's about people. It's about people. No matter how you look at it. Is it always about me? No. A lot of people forget about me, overlook me, reject me. But that's what they did with Christ. And he didn't cry about it. Only one time he went in the garden of Gethsemane and said, oh, he sweated the blood and everything. And he was popping. He was down on his knees crying like, Lord, take this cup from me. What did he mean by that? So that's what I talked about that in another video. But guys, that's this. Okay, so now, and I'm only sharing this with you because when I come on this channel and do things like that, it's never for attention. It's for affection, because I've already given it out. I've already done it. I already established a life to live this. I mean, I know you probably want to see the other side of me, which I try to give that to you on Friday night, them little reggae parties or whatever. But now, this is the side of me. So, with that being said, in video 1, I wanted to tell you guys, I told you guys about this guy I was dating and what happened to him. You have to go back to Shelter 1 to see that. He basically, right here, this is overdose rescue. Equipo de rescate para sobredosis. So basically, guys, I went and got myself registered locally because there's a lot of heroin overdose in this community. There's a lot of heroin usage worldwide. And a lot of people, it ain't my family, oh, it ain't me. And it doesn't matter. It's people. If you on the bus, if you passing through neighborhoods, whatever, it's just cool just to be even certified and registered as someone who can. I'm not gonna get into how it works, but naloxone is it brings people back from heroin overdose, and it's a certain driving. I'm gonna also share with you guys, get yourself CPR certified. You never know if anybody's gonna choke around you. You never know if you driving down. Give out these masks. Some people opt out of the mask and still go, breath to breath. I love you. Have a good day in school, okay? And other people, I have my mask somewhere around here, but get yourself CPR certified. You do some out in the restaurant eating anything like that. Get yourself certified to help people. The more you help out his people, but we think his people is only in Hollywood with the crazies and the nonsense. No, 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 no. He still have people sleeping under the bridge. He still have people sleeping on the side of the road. He still have people out there with their cans and signs asking for food and money and stuff like that. Get yourself CPR certified, BLS, basic life support for healthcare providers. I would recommend you can go through, you can look online, American Red Cross, a lot of places offer CPR. Get yourself CPR certified. Okay, the next thing is, and we're almost off this topic, and then I have one more where I'm just going to come on and talk about why I live a sheltered life now. And it has nothing to do with, well, maybe it does have something to do with being in the shelter myself. But there's a certain kind of shelteredness you should want around you, and a certain kind of protection you should want around you. So now, let's see, documentary. It's called The Homeless Way. Can you see that? Yes. So about 2 years ago, I studied photography. I told you I worked with Olin Mills, and I also worked with Walmart through their photography department and program. And basically, after being homeless in '97, going into a shelter, requesting to go, I was able to work in a shelter. I got a job in a shelter, so I was able to see both sides of being in a shelter and working in a shelter. And let me tell you, sometimes shelters can be cruel. Welfare, DSS, food stamps office with cash grants, whatever you call it, can be cruel to certain people that go through this process. And it started making me wonder, why is there a recidivism? Why is there these same people coming through the same door? So I started asking them questions. I started kind of interviewing them on the down low just to get a little information. And they trust me. They acknowledge me when they see me in the street. We respect one another. I've gotten several okays to get interviews by the grace of God if they're still alive and living when this actually goes down. Hi, thank you for welcome. Just sharing my experience. I wrote a script called The Homeless Way, and it's basically it's the opening segment, it's the meet and greet, the statistics of homelessness, the shadowing segment where we go out and just shadow people. My spirit is built for this. I've been hashtagging, I didn't do it on this one, but I'm creative for this. I don't know what people are creative for in this world, but I found a passion and a drive of mine that I'm actually, but God says we're created for times such as these. And I truly believe that people are manifesting and coming forth with their gifts and their talents and their wisdom that we all were given a measure of faith, the Bible said, but what you do with your faith, if you don't exercise it, build it, work it up, it's not going to ever grow for you. It's not going to expand. So if you have a vision, make it plain, write it down, put it down on the tablet, put it in, just write it down, and eventually you see it come to pass. So this is the homeless way right here. And this is why I am into helping people, because I've seen a need in this community where I live, that the agencies, the churches are falling short, and you have to be the bridge. You have to be the bridge that the world cross in order to get to Christ, okay? Or to get to that spirituality, or to get to the realness of God. Because you're not going to always find it where people say, oh, I want to help you, oh, I want to do this. And that's just all for numbers. It's all for quota. It's all for show and tell. It's all, to keep their grants and funding coming in. But when you're out here doing it without any grants and funding, and hell, the government, the government will get involved eventually. But again, the government always like to keep church and state separate. Why? Because the word of God has more of a weightier judgment on mankind's soul than the weight of the judgment when somebody get arrested or something. So they like to keep that separate, because a lot of people in the state like to get away with things like your president groping women around here and stuff like that. And everybody been brought up on charges and been indicted but him. So, whether it's black or white, Bill, Morgan, Harvey, Weinstein, Donald Trump, his sons, they could get away with stuff like that. Because if you're judged by God like that, the Bible said the wages of sin is death. Nobody wants to die spiritually. Although y'all think it's a physical death a lot of times. But it's a spiritual death. Alright, so that's that. I'm going to end it there. I'm going to come back and talk to you about why I live a sheltered life. Why friends matter, but they don't matter, and they come on one hand. Why I won't take certain jobs. Why I won't eat certain places. Why I won't go certain places. Why I won't say certain things. Why I won't do certain things, okay? It's just about a sheltered life. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up here. Thank you for showing up. God bless you. I hope that he keeps you and bless you. May he make his face to shine upon you, and his conscience rest upon you, and his shalom peace be within you. With that being said, have a great day. And I want to really see you in a few minutes, because I want to wrap this series up. And then we can just go wherever we got to go. I visit a lot of channels. They're about this, they're about that, they're about whatever they want to be. And truly, I got a lot of things I want to share on this channel. So with that being said, I don't think of myself as a celebrity, but damn, if you could start to look at my tea more than you look at Hollywood, we all be set free, damn it. With that being said, guys, have a good day. Father, in the name of the Most High God, give them wisdom, dear Lord. If nothing else today, let them to be able to be wise to hear what thus saith the Lord, Lord. Stand at the door and knock, as you've always said. If any man should open up and should hear and open up, the Father is willing to sup with you. The Father is to let goodness and mercy follow them all the days of their lives, Father. Beloved, above all else, I wish you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. Do all that they can, Father, to meditate on your word, keep your word, follow your laws and commandments, and then it may make them prosperous. I thank you and praise you, Father God, for all that you have done on my life to be a blessing into other people's lives. In the name of the Most High God, the name above every other name, Father God, let people who come on this channel, and let protection be in the schools, Father. In the name of the Most High God, you all be blessed today. Thank you so much.